Manchester United's Casemiro fought back tears when leaving the pitch after his sending-off against Southampton earlier this month. Casemiro previously said he grew up in a difficult neighborhood and he certainly didn't build a reputation as the world's best defensive midfielder without a hardened exterior. But he is also not afraid of showing his emotions either. It's obvious he cares and that he wears his heart on his sleeve, which is exactly the type of personality the dressing room needed after last season. Casemiro has been the perfect signing and his suspension was always going to be a bitter blow. That blow was delayed until the weekend, as Casemiro was still able to play against Real Betis in the Europa League. His 4-match suspension started against Fulham in the FA Cup and he's also set to be absent against Newcastle, Brentford and Everton. Erik Ten Hag, speaking at his pre-match press conference ahead of Fulham, discussed his suspension and said, "We have had many more games without Casemiro. We have done really well without Casemiro. Against Arsenal, the 2 fixtures, against Leeds. I remember all the games and I think we did really well without Casemiro at the start of the season. I want to have Casemiro available because he has a huge impact, but we also won many games without Casemiro and we have to do it with other players." Ten Hag, who started Scott McTominay, Marcel Sabitzer and Bruno Fernandes in his absence against Fulham, reiterated his confidence in his side without Casemiro ahead of kick-off on Sunday, but he must have privately held reservations. "It's genuinely remarkable that McTominay kept Casemiro out of the starting lineup when he initially signed and it has been no surprise to see the 31-year-old start every Premier League game since when he's been available." United have suffered 6 defeats in the league this season and they've lost just 2, against Aston Villa and Liverpool, when Casemiro has started. He's been imperious in the center of the pitch and the team regresses without his presence. Although Ten Hag insisted United have done really well without him, Arsenal were deserving winners at the Emirates in January and both performances against Leeds were unconvincing, despite 4 points being claimed from that double-header. That was the case again on Sunday versus Fulham, where McTominay, Sabitzer and Fernandes failed to exert control. The midfield was unorganized, easy to play through and Marco Silva would have been disappointed his side weren't leading at half-time. The Fulham squad would have been delighted to see Casemiro was suspended in their preparation and Harrison Reed, who has limited top-flight experience at 28 years old, dominated the midfield and thrived without him on the pitch. It seems almost certain that Fulham would have progressed to the next round if not for their spectacular implosion. United lacked intensity before the chaotic scenes, which decided the game, and the makeshift midfield had not worked. Any side in the Premier League will struggle without their best player, but the extent of how much United rely on Casemiro has gradually started to become clear, if it wasn't already after he was suspended for the first time. Ten Hag has diplomatically said the team is able without Casemiro, but performances have been far from the required level when he hasn't played, which gives food for thought ahead of the summer transfer window. After the international break, United have another 3 games to play without Casemiro and they won't be straightforward, as Newcastle will be hungry for revenge, Brentford are enjoying an excellent season and Everton are improving. Fernandes is a certainty to start in the midfield in those matches, but Fred, who started on the bench against Fulham but provided energy when coming on, should be among the first names on the team sheet in the absence of Casemiro. A midfield of Sabitzer, Fred and Fernandes seems to be the best available while he's suspended. It would be inadvisable to keep faith in the starting midfield three from Sunday.
Now